What's going on, family? Welcome to today's episode. During Memorial Weekend in 2022, there was a serious shooting that took place between Hells Angel members and Vagos motorcycle club members in Henderson, Nevada. This shooting actually took place on a public freeway that links Las Vegas to Henderson to Boulder City, which is where the Hoover Dam is. There was about 7 Vagos motorcycle club members riding on the freeway. There was also a handful of Hells Angel members. Apparently, one of the Hells Angel members kicked the motorcycle of a Vagos club member, and then all hell broke loose. 2 members of the Vagos motorcycle club were fatally injured, and others were also injured but not fatally. At this stage, this is an ongoing trial that has been raised to the local court. There may be potentially other issues linked to it, and I'm going to share that with you as we progress.
Gangs leaves the Henderson community reeling and 2 people fighting for their lives after police say 7 people were shot.
And Fox 5's Danny Maston has some new details from police revealing exactly what they say happened on the 95 on Sunday, and she joins us in studio with the details. Danny.
I have the Henderson Police Department's arrest report in my hand, and in it, police say members of the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels biker gang followed members of the Vagos biker gang before opening fire on them on the US 95 freeway. It played out like an action movie. Outlaw bikers waiting to pounce, standing on their bikes, kicking and shooting at each other as police described. But it started as a disturbance at a Memorial Day ceremony honoring fallen heroes.
We pull in the same time that motorcycles are pulling in, and my husband saw a prospect for the Hells Angels riding through, and he looked over and saw the Vagos and felt tense and said, "This doesn't seem comfortable."
HPD said Vago members were riding in the Flags Over Dam ride that started in Boulder City, and that 5 Hells Angels prospects members were seen riding around. Police say those same hundreds of bikes then rode to the Veterans Memorial Cemetery. But while at the cemetery, the same 5 Hells Angels prospects drove through the cemetery and began to cause problems.
And they were revving their engines and being really loud, disrespectful to the whole ceremony, to all the people that were there for this special occasion. And it just made it really tense and very uncomfortable. So as soon as the ceremony was over, my husband and I just went straight to our car and left.
Hells Angels left the cemetery, police say, and then Vagos left about 20 minutes later. While Vagos were traveling northbound on the 95 passing Wagon Wheel, police say witness video shows the Hells Angels members waiting on the side of the freeway. That witness called 911. Then one of the Hells Angels riders began to kick at the Vagos rides, trying to knock the Vagos riders over, said the police report. Then police say a Hells Angel member stood up on a bike and began shooting at one of the Vagos members. Police say 6 victims affiliated with Vagos were listed and taken to UMC. 7 people sustained injuries and 2 are in critical condition.
In an ideal world, everyone would get along and every problem could easily be resolved with a hug. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world where my proposition is actually feasible. There are mitigating circumstances that the local prosecutor is going to set out in terms of why she believes the Hells Angels actually attacked the Vagos. We still live in a world where some are trying to reach heaven, some are trying to reach nirvana. I only hope the best for every single person involved in this case. As I mentioned previously, this is still an ongoing case. I'm going to share with you an outtake from the local court.
case, we have information that actually people felt that the Hells Angels were being disrespectful at the Veterans Memorial when they were riding their motorcycles around and making noise and sort of disturbing the memorial that was going on. This case may be part of a larger case in the sense that we know that a month back, about a month ago in San Bernardino, a Vagos did kill a Hells Angels. So the concern is that there's retaliatory shootings going back and forth between the two jurisdictions and between the two clubs.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that I am fearful that something is going to happen. And when shooting on the highway that I take every day, in a neighborhood where I live, and I'm not doing anything, I'm just minding my own business. And as you've said correctly, I represented a lot of people, and I've represented people that absolutely didn't intend the consequences that happened with what they did. I don't agree with you that I can't consider the crime. I think that the Supreme Court said that I can. I don't know what's behind this. You know, my job is to sit and listen to the evidence. And I can't predict the future, but I can kind of control it. And my opinion is that the $380,000 is a big enough number that to my way of thinking, that's something that's going to make somebody think again before they do something.
Ted Lempart was one of several witnesses who described the chaos surrounding the May 29th shooting when prosecutors said Hells Angels targeted the Vagos bikers riding on the highway in the Southeast Valley. Lempart was riding with a group of fellow Vagos Club members on U.S. Highway 95 when he saw a man and woman fly off a bike in front of him. He testified that it wasn't until he pulled over to help the other bikers when someone realized he had been shot. Unlike other members, Lempart didn't hesitate to tell jurors how he felt about the rival bikers he said ambushed his group. During his testimony, he referred to the Hells Angels' acts as, quote, cowardly.
For every action, there is a reaction. In April 2022, James Vincent Dixon, who was a Hells Angel member, was allegedly shot by Vagos motorcycle club members at a heavy metal concert in San Bernardino, California. This is the case that the state attorney was referring to might be the reason as to why the Hells Angel members felt the need to retaliate against the Vagos Motorcycle Club. At this stage, this is still an ongoing investigation. The Hells Angel members have been given bail. They have been sentenced. There is a final trial that is supposed to take place. I wish everybody the best, whatever the outcome may be. Take care of yourself. Stay positive, and if there is any lesson that can be learned from this, if possible, whenever you have a conflict, try to work it out in the most positive way, because once you get to the level of state, federal, it's a wrap. I'll catch you next time.